Sangham namami, Dhammam namami, Sangham namami.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato
Sama samudasa
Buddham saranam gacchami
Buddham saranam gacchami
Dhammam saranam gacchami
Dhammam saranam gacchami
Sangham saranam gacchami
Saranam gacchami
Buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami
Saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Titiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami Titiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami Titiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami Buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami.
Welcome to the celebration of social justice and empowerment, legacy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. My name is Kethi, and I'm honoured to be your MC for today on behalf of AIM Australia for this session in the Parliament House. We would like to thank everyone who has gathered here today from different parts of Australia and the world to attend the celebration of social justice and empowerment in observance of the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Messiah, he is the Messiah of the oppressed and downtrodden communities in India, rather a champion of all oppressed of the world. We're about to commence shortly, so please be seated. I have a few housekeeping notes to make before we commence. We would like to acknowledge and welcome other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who may be attending today's function. In accordance with our program, we now open the function with Buddhist religious ceremony. I request our organising team to kindly guide the Bhantes to the stage to perform the ceremony and offer prayers.
Buddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Before we progress, let us start this celebration by charging the atmosphere with slogans hailing Dr. Ambedkar. So everyone, please say with me, Jai Bhim. Jai Bhim. Come on, I know you guys can do better than that. One more time. Jai Bhim. I think we can do better than that. I think you're all still asleep. Come on, one more time. Jai Bhim. That's better. Dr. Ambedkar ki? Dr. Ambedkar ki? Dr. Ambedkar ki? Well done, guys. Today we have here a number of scholarly speakers and activists who will provide us guidance and share their thoughts. This will help us to march on the path of our leaders. We are thankful to our guest speakers from various fields and backgrounds, including Australian and Indian academia, industry and business, and social and cultural spheres. I'd like to invite our guest speakers to the stage. Professor Thorath is a Professor Emeritus of Economics from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Professor Butler is a professor of public health at the University of Canberra and a co-founder of Bothi in the US and Australia. Mr. Godkate from Nagoya, Japan, has a doctor in engineering from Kyushu University and currently works in the manufacturing industry. Next, I call upon Professor Mark Nolan to come to the stage. Would Ms. Snehalata please come forward to welcome him? Mr. Gaikwad from Sydney has been one of the earliest members of AIM. So could Ms. Ramteki please come forward with flowers to welcome him to the stage? I'd like to invite Dr. Prashant Kobragade to open the program with a welcome song.
नसे भेद काही आता खेद नाही असाला भला थोर आनंद ठेवा नमस्कार घ्यावा अहो बुद्ध देवा.
I call upon Mr. Gaikwad to deliver the welcome address and present us with a brief introduction to AIM.
Honorable Chief Guest, Padma Shri Professor Thorat, other distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, and children, Jai Bhim and very good morning to all of you. It is a great pleasure to this celebration of social justice and empowerment, organized on the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar by our Canberra team of Dr. Ambedkar International Mission, that is AIM Australia. Ambedkar International Mission thanks the distinguished guests seated on the stage for sparing their valuable time today. Professor Thorat and Dr. Godkate have traveled from India and Japan respectively. Mr. Vinod Daniel, Professor Butler, and Professor Nolan took time from their busy schedules to be here. Thanks to all of you again. Ladies and gentlemen, we also sincerely thank you, the members of our community, followers of the philosophy and ideology of Dr. Ambedkar. Your enthusiastic participation and presence here is very encouraging and very much appreciated. There are a large number of people here who are from Punjab and Maharashtra region. There are also representatives of other states, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. We also have members of other organizations like Sri Guru Ravidas Sabhas and more. I had expressed the desire that we should be holding a future function in a hall full of 500 people. Over the last 2 years, we have been making steps in that direction. The evidence of that is today in the large group that is assembled here today. But I want to go a step further now. When we come back to the Australian Parliament, maybe next year, the year after next, or the year after next, whenever we come back to the Parliament of Australia to hold a function of our community, we should be sitting in the hall in this Parliament, which is next door, which has got capacity of 1,000 places. That should be our aim. Next time we are going to be in that hall.
Jai Bhim, everyone. Jai Bhim. Thanks for joining us in celebration of Dr. Ambedkar's birth anniversary today. On behalf of AIM Canberra, we deeply appreciative and offer you a most grateful welcome to Canberra. Dr. Ambedkar said, I measure the progress of community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Through the Constitution of India, Dr. Ambedkar was instrumental in granting equal status to all the citizens, irrespective of gender and religion. नींद अपनी खोकर जगाया हमको, आंसू अपने गिराकर हंसाया हमको। कभी मत भूलना उस महान इंसान को, जमाना कहता है बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर उनको।
Thank you, Mrs. Wagmari, for sharing the realities of life for Dalit women all across the world. Our next speaker is Professor Colin Butler.
Jai Beam, and thanks so much for that introduction, and it's a great honour and pleasure to take part in this historic meeting in Parliament House, the heart of democracy in Australia, the country that I was fortunate to be born in. But there's a need for Dr. Ambedkar's, people to be inspired by Dr. Ambedkar, both in India and globally, and not just for Dalits, but for oppressed people everywhere, and indeed the oppressed environment and other species. Since 2005, we have supported, as was said in the introduction, projects with followers of Dr. Ambedkar, mainly in Pune, Maharashtra. Again, thanks very much for this opportunity.
I'm here to introduce to you an Australian Indian who has been very active in socio-cultural spheres. Mr. Vinod Daniel, chairman of AusHeritage, said he was delighted that he could assist in preserving the legacy of a person who has contributed so much for India. The relics of Dr. Ambedkar are very important aspects of Dr. Ambedkar's life and India's history. He also added that AusHeritage has worked closely with many major Indian museums and historic houses, and it is a privilege to assist in a small way to preserve the legacy of this national icon. Ambedkar International Mission would like to felicitate Mr. Vinod Daniel for his great work. I request him to come forward, and I also request Professor Thorat to do the felicitation on behalf of Ambedkar International Mission. Mr. Vinod Daniel and Professor Thorat, please. I would now invite Mr. Vinod Daniel to kindly say a few words. Mr. Vinod Daniel, please.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I thank the Ambedkar International Mission Australia for inviting me. I think it was a very pleasant surprise. Now, this particular museum, it's in Chicholi, which is about 14 kilometers from Nagpur. It was opened in 1995. This one has got the physical aspects of what the great man stood for. Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me here.
I would now like to give a short introduction to Professor Thorat's life work and background before I request him to deliver the keynote address of today's function.
Well, let me also appreciate and congratulate the Ambedkar International Mission here in Australia for taking this important initiative and keeping alive the commitment to the promotion of the cause of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mission abroad. Ambedkar International Mission, of which you are the part, has taken great effort to bring the marginalized people in many countries together. So I also thank Raju Kamble, who is the main force behind this organization, for untiring effort in building the international community of those who are dedicated to the cause of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. And I was asked to speak on social justice and empowerment. I will discuss the legacy of Dr. Ambedkar in 4 parts. I will focus on the reform of Hindu social order and social inequalities and justice and empowerment issue. The second legacy of Dr. Ambedkar, which is equally important, is that he developed a solution. He did not analyze the problem like a professor does. Professor like me will analyze and give you the reason as to why a problem exists, but he provides solution. And it is that solution which has brought a change in our life. The third legacy is that first he analyzed the problem of Dalit, the root causes of the Dalit. Second, he gave the solution, but he did not stop there. He undertook efforts to change the life of the people. And that is the third legacy that we have to carry forward. Economic empowerment is still an issue because poverty is still high among the Dalit compared to the others. Therefore, the task before you to how to fulfill Dr. Ambedkar's dreams of social justice, realizing social justice and empowerment. The reservation policy and general policy have led to the rise of a middle class among the scheduled castes, and you are a product of that. And we are a product of that rising middle class. But that is a very small chunk, very small. A bulk of them are in rural areas, a bulk of them are in slums. You haven't done that, you have come together, you at least remind of yourself that we are a product of that Ambedkar movement, but you are also need to realize more. You do realize that there is a vast section that is lagging behind. I think that is the carrying forward legacy of Dr. Ambedkar that you will have to remember. And that legacy is for reducing discrimination, getting equal citizenship right, and making everybody a better well-being. It is such a pleasure to be here, to see the people in large number, retaining their sensitivity and consciousness and willing to do and willing to sacrifice. Thank you very much for bringing me here and honoring me.
Our next speaker this afternoon is Dr. Sushant Godghate from Nagoya, Japan.
First of all, let me thank on behalf of Dr. Ambedkar International Mission Japan to AM Australia for inviting me to this event and giving us the opportunity to talk about social justice and empowerment. Is it not really disappointing that today in this 21st century, we are talking about social justice and empowerment, where Babasaheb had already given us the solution a century back? We need to remember the quotes given by Dr. Ambedkar. Let's read one by one. If I find the Constitution being misused, I shall be the first to burn it. All the countries are driven by their Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar wrote his Constitution, and he clearly says that if I find the Constitution being misused, I shall be the first to burn it. That means Constitution should not be misused. Even if we have the best Constitution in the world, it is of no use unless and until the who implement it are good. We have seen who are implementing it. Thank you for listening me. I think we really need to think about this, the solutions. If we just keep on discussing what was happening, what Babasaheb did, and where we are, and we do not think about the solutions, there will not be any changes. So I think we need to put more efforts on the solutions that need to be implemented and do our best efforts on that. Thank you.
Jai Bhim, everyone, and thank you. Thank you for being so patient and listening. And thank you, all our dignitaries, for being here and for being so informative and such a wonderful session we are having here. To add a golden sash to it, I just want to introduce and invite Associate Professor Mark Nolan from ANU College of Law. And he's here for something special. He's going to announce our affiliation with ANU. Please welcome Professor Mark Nolan
And thank you for being with us all this time as well. And of course, to the rest of you, a warm Jai Bhim to you all as well today. But today I'm representing our Dean, Professor Stephen Bottomley, and also our Director of the ANU College of Law Reform, the ANU College of Law program called the Law Reform and Social Justice Program. That's Associate Professor Matthew Zagor. The ANU College of Law is quite honoured to be present here today and to be announcing some collaborations with AIM as well. Our formal course, which is called the International Social Justice Clinic course, could actually partner with AIM one of the years that it is offered. Why not bring some of the biographical movies of Dr. Ambedkar to the ANU College of Law to inspire students. This is what the law reform and social justice ethos of the ANU College of Law is all about. I think it resonates deeply with educate, unite and agitate views.
Now hand over to Mr. Tidharth Pasala, Mr. Ranjit Kataria and Dr. Ajay Niranjane for information about the car rally, lunch and further proceedings. Thank you.
We're going to do a loop in the car parliament. You have been very good here today and we appreciate you all. Thank you very much.
स्वतःच्या छातीवरती शब्द आता मेन्शन करा स्वतःच्या छातीवरती शब्द आता मेन्शन औलाद जिगर अपना है मगर फिर कशाचं है टेंशन हम नहीं है बैकवर्ड उड़ने लगे हैं ब्लू बर्ड्स हम नहीं है बैकवर्ड उड़ने लगे हैं ब्लू बर्ड्स ऐकू दे ही दुनिया सारी वी Ambedkari, we are Ambedkari, we are Ambedkari, we are Ambedkari. चंद्र सूर्य वारे आणि ताऱ्यांचा साज हॅपी हॅपी मूड आहे साऱ्यांचा आज चंद्र सूर्य वारे आणि ताऱ्यांचा साज हॅपी हॅपी मूड आहे साऱ्यांचा आज धरती रंगली दुनिया दंगली धरती रंगली सारी दुनिया दंगली दिसे रुबाबात माझा भीमराव जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 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 एप्रिल हा दिवस ज्ञानाचा विश्वरोवत श्री तुरामानाचा 14 एप्रिल हा दिवस ज्ञानाचा विश्वरोवत श्री तुरामानाचा किती आले निघेले झाले महारथी फक्त जगात गाजते भीम जयंती किती आले निघेले झाले महारथी फक्त जगात गाजते भीम जयंती दिसे चकाचक आज टकाटक दिसे चकाचक सारे झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 हो जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 दिशा जयंतीनं उद्याची हो दावली हिमसागरात पृथ्वी सारी समावली दिशा जयंतीनं उद्याची रे दावली हिमसागरात पृथ्वी सारी समावली आज अवतरली भूमीवर ही निळाई अशी विश्वव्यापी आहे भीमकमाई आज अवतरली भूमीवर ही निळाई अशी विश्वव्यापी आहे भीमकमाई भान हरपुनी आज नाचूया निळ्या झेंड्याखाली सारे एक होऊया करोडो दिलात माझा भीमरा जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125 हो जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125
Soon we are going to start with our second program.
Through this stage, I would like to share with you my perspective on a very vicious social peril which I believe influences not only our community but society in general, and that is agitation without education.
Good afternoon everyone. आज 125th जयंती के सुनहरे अवसर पर मेलबर्न टीम एक पथनाट्य प्रदर्शित करने जा रहे हैं। हमारे आज के पथनाट्य का नाम है आम्बेडकरवाद ही राष्ट्रवाद है।
आज अगर भारत के घर घर में रोशनी है, आज अगर भारत इंडस्ट्री एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फील्ड में, एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में जागतिक स्तर पर उन्नति कर रहा है, तो इसका काफ़ी हद तक श्रेय बाबा साहेब को जाता है, क्योंकि उन्होंने मल्टीपर्पज डैम प्रदेश में काफ़ी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई।
जेंडर इक्वालिटी के बारे में हम आपको बताएंगे। इक्वालिटी क्या है? इक्वालिटी समानता, समान हक। तो ये बाबा साहब ने हमें तब सोच के रखा था कि एक औरत वो काम सब कर सकती है, उसको वही हक सब मिल सकते हैं जो एक पुरुष को मिलेंगे। तो यही है जेंडर इक्वालिटी, पुरुष और स्त्री कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर काम कर सके, यही है जेंडर इक्वालिटी।
राइट टू वोट, एक वोट, और ऐसा कोई भी उन्होंने अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कोई भी भेदभाव नहीं रखा, चाहे वो रास्ते का भिखारी हो या मुकेश अंबानी हो, समान अधिकार, एक वोट। आज भी कई ऐसे देश हैं।
हमारे किसान भाइयों के लिए क्या किया है?
सुना, अभी बोलता हूँ। बाबा साहब ने पूरे देश के लिए इतना सब कुछ किया, लेकिन अपने किसान भाइयों को नहीं भूले। उन्होंने उनके लिए सरकार युक्त योजना बनाई, जिसमें उनके बीज, उनका पानी और फर्टिलाइजर सारे कम से भाव में मिले। और इतना ही नहीं, जो लैंड रेवेन्यू टैक्स हम लोग सारे लोग देते हैं अपना घर लेने पर, किसान भाइयों के लिए उन्होंने वो माफ़ करवा दिया, तो वो अपना टैक्स नहीं भरते जो खेती करते हैं। मैं दावे के साथ कहता हूँ, अगर आज बाबा साहब हमारे कृषि मंत्री होते तो आज एक भी किसान भाई आत्महत्या नहीं करता।
May I please invite Indira Gaikwad on stage?
Hello, good afternoon and JP. Today we're gathered here to celebrate the 125th birth anniversary of Dr Babasaheb Ambedkar and to celebrate the legacy he has left behind of social justice and empowerment.
चंद्र सूर्य वारे आणि ताऱ्यांचा साथ, हॅपी हॅपी मूड आहे ताऱ्यांचा। धरती रंगली दुनिया जंगली, धरती रंगली सारी दुनिया जंगली। दिसेल बाबात माझा भीमराय, जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125। जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125। जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125। जगात झाली हाय फाय भीम जयंती 125।
I'm Nishad Kumari, I'm from Melbourne. Respected honorable guests who have come a long way to attend this on this auspicious moment of 125th birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Jai Bhim everyone. Today I am going to speak on Buddhism in today's world. In my opinion, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar brought Buddhism en masse.
Should learn from Baba's life and try to implement it on our lives.
As you all can see, I have no first-hand experience of the difficult life you all have led. But I know that because of Babasaheb Ambedkar, my mom is here, she has a good life, If it wasn't for Babasaheb Ambedkar, life would have been different for me. The hardships and humiliation Babasaheb suffered for me is remarkable.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar for his 125th anniversary. Dr. Ambedkar, popularly known as Babasaheb, was an Indian theorist, communist.
Dr. Ambedkar, who squarely put social reform on the agenda during freedom, struggle, and law simultaneously movement against untouchability and the caste order, which were hallmark of the majority of the nation at that time. On 14th October 1956, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar embraced Buddhism with his 500,000 followers in Nagpur. If you study carefully, you will see that Buddhism is based on reason. There is an element of flexibility deep-rooted in it that is not found in any other religion. So let's tribute to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and practice Buddhism. Thank you, Jai Hind.
ਮੈਲਬਨ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਐਨਵਰਸਰੀ ਤੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਨੇ। ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਸੁਲਝੇ ਹੋਏ ਵੀਰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੀਚ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ, ਬਾਬਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਵਰਕਸ ਬਾਰੇ। ਉਹ ਇੰਨੇ ਸੁਲਝੇ ਹੋਏ ਲੋਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦੂਰ ਤੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ ਐਫਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੈਨਬਰਾ ਨਿਵਾਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਪਰ ਸਾਥੀਓ, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂਆਂ ਪੀਰਾਂ ਰਹਿਬਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਮਰਨ ਦਿਨ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਫਲ ਨੇ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਥੌਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ। ਅਗਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਥੌਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਖੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਉਹ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਕੰਮ ਸਹੀ ਦਿਸ਼ਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋਸਾਇਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
To answer this question deeply, let me describe the laws of Manu, called as the Manusmriti, which was considered to be the single most authoritative source of information about the religious origins of caste and rules governing it. We believe that the future is what we make it. We believe that no matter where we come from, every person can fulfill their God-given potential, just as a Dalit like Dr. Ambedkar could lift himself and pen the words of the Constitution that protects the rights of all Indians. We are here today to celebrate the birth of this Jewel of India, who showed us the path of prosperity, health, and education. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
He
भीम के हम नौजवान कुर्बान भीम पर जाएंगे।
कुर्बान भीम पर जाएंगे, हम वतन की शान को ऊंचा उठा कर जाएंगे। भीम के हम नौजवान कुर्बान भीम पर जाएंगे, हम वतन की शान को ऊंचा उठा कर जाएंगे।
तो बाबा साहब की स्तुति में ये कुछ लाइनें हैं। मेरे दोस्त ने मुझे मैसेज किया था ये, और इसे मैंने कुछ धुन में उतारने की कोशिश की है और आपके साथ ये शेयर कर रहा हूँ। क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, भूले जो एहसान है। क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, भूले जो एहसान है। क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, भूले जो एहसान है। क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से, क्या कहूँ ऐसे लोगों से। हाँ भूले जो एहसान है, भूले जो एहसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से, भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। पढ़े लिखे जरा सोचो, भीम न होते क्या होता। पढ़े लिखे जरा सोचो, भीम न होते क्या होता। भूखे नंगे लाचारी में जीना और मरना होता। भूखे नंगे लाचारी में जीना और मरना होता। भीम से ही शान शौकत, भीम से ही शान शौकत, और भीम से ही पहचान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। भीम के रहमो करम से आज बने इंसान है। दिल में दर्द लिए भी अपने दलित समाज की, दिल में दर्द लिए भी अपने दलित समाज की। कोल में लंदन नासिक पूना चावदर आवाज दी। कोल में लंदन नासिक पूना चावदर आवाज दी। ये खाक था आदम ना था। आदम में जब तक दम ना था ये खाक था आदम ना था। आदम में आके दम हुआ ये खाक से आदम हुआ। और ये खेल सारा दम का है, ये दम भी तो उसी हम दम का है। थैंक यू थैंक यू। कहते रिश्तेदार नहीं थे असं बहुत रही। पंजाबी समझ रहे हो ना सारे? थैंक यू। रिश्तेदार नहीं बहुत कहते जल्दी रोना आ जाता, कई बार मूँह के फसिया हुए बंदा ना, तो फिर कोई छड़ के चला जाए तो बड़ी जल्दी अखियां फिर जाती। पर एक शायर लिखता कहता कुंडा मार के बूहे नूं ढोया सी, पर फिर भी उत्ते जी आया नूं लिखिया होया सी। वो सज्जना तेरे अथरू टेस्ट ट्यूब विच पा के देखांगे राती किस महबूब नूं रोया सी। वो महबूब साडा दलित समाज उहदे लई रोया कौन? जय भीम कह दो। सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लड़े दीन के हेत। सूरा सो पहचानिए जो लड़े दीन के हेत। पुरजा पुरजा कट मरे, पुरजा पुरजा कट मरे, कबू न छाड़े खेत। आज बने इंसान है कर्म से, आज बने इंसान है भीम के कर्म से। आज बने इंसान है, आज बने इंसान है। बाकियों के साथ आवाज दीजिएगा। जय भीम 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 जय
मैं देश के हित में रास्ता चुनूंगा और मैं बौद्ध धर्म स्वीकार करके देश को एक महान भेंट दे रहा हूं।
The story is of Prince Siddhartha, the Buddha to be, who lived more than 2500 years ago in the Himalayan foothills of India. There was a small and a prosperous kingdom named Kapilavastu, ruled by Sakyas. Shuddhodana was the honored and respected king, and his beautiful and intelligent queen named Mahamaya. Sage Asita came to the palace to see the baby.
This boy will be a king of kings or a great saint.
Siddhartha was a healthy and a happy boy. The prince was kind to everyone. He was gentle. He felt sympathy for others. One day, as Siddhartha
was walking along the garden.
Poor bird, I wonder whose arrow has hurt him.
He gently removed the arrow.
This is my bird. I shot it. Give it to me.
It was Devdatta, Siddhartha's cousin.
Devdatta, it is such a lovely bird. Why do you wish to harm him? I won't give the bird to you.
The matter was taken to the court.
The one who saved the life of bird has a greater right. The bird belongs to Siddhartha.
Siddhartha took care of the bird until its wound healed, and when the swan was well again, he let it go free. Years passed by. Prince Siddhartha grew up to be a handsome young man of great strength. He married Yashodhara, beautiful princess of King Danapani. Soon, a son was born to them, named Rahula. The king tried his best to provide all the comforts of life. From that day, the prince lost all interest in all the pleasures in life. He decided to leave the palace and his family in order to understand life and what is caused suffering. At the age of 29, Siddhartha began the homeless life of a monk.
Got a chance to work with the founder of Ambedkar International Mission, Mr. Raju Kamble, and I have learned a lot from him. लेकिन मुझे बहुत दुख होता है कि आज भी हमारा दलित समाज शोषण का शिकार है.
Last time I met Mr. Babasaheb Ambedkar for all the secretary.
So all of them agree that they are going to write a letter to the minister pointing out the points which Babasaheb had done for the country.
any sentence. Thank you so much. My name is Siddhartha. I come from Sydney.
JB, my name is Luke, studying in year 7 based in Melbourne.
And I am today studying in year 4.
This is our very first meeting with our own community members. We are both happy and proud to be here.
Right from when I started understanding life and listening and learning about our beloved Babasaheb, his life, his struggles, and how he succeeded in providing us a life of dignity and respect.
Recently, I noticed that whenever I Google search, actually, I sometimes wonder how your older generation found answers when you were kids without having a little bit of Google at your fingertips.
what we have been doing is we have been involved with few charity work, paying back to society back in India. As you can see on the slide, we have helped few people struggling with finances. One of them is a person near Nagpur in Yavatmal. He runs free coaching classes for underprivileged kids.
इतना ही नहीं, बाकी के लोगों को फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस थे, कुछ लोगों की छुट्टियां एडजस्ट नहीं हो रही थी, किसी लोगों को ऑफिशियल कमिटमेंट्स थे. Even though people have made to come here, and it's a great achievement for us. Coming together is what is the requirement of today's era.
संताचे स्वप्न ते असू दे, तुझी भीम शक्ती जगाला दिसू दे. पुण्यागाशीचा तू असाच रे, आहे भीमयुगाचा नवा दाखला रे. ना पाटी ना वाडा ना गाव पाहिजे, ना पाटी ना वाडा.
शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि. बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि, धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि, संघं शरणं गच्छामि.